From lazy to legendary, how ambitious people defeat inaction and rewire for success. Ever feel like you're carrying a volcano of ambition inside you, a burning desire for more, for better, for legendary achievements, yet somehow, day after day, you find yourself glued to the couch, scrolling endlessly, or just stuck? You're not alone. This is the unsettling paradox that gnaws at so many driven individuals. The frustrating chasm between the towering heights of their aspirations and the frustrating flatness of their daily actions. It's like having a Ferrari engine in your mind, but constantly forgetting to put the key in the ignition. Think about it. How many times have you envisioned a bolder, more successful version of yourself? Maybe it's launching that business idea that keeps you up at night, finally mastering that skill you know would be a game changer, or simply establishing those consistent habits that separate the good from the great. The vision is crystal clear, the motivation flares intensely, and then, silence, inaction. The very thing you despise seems to have an unbreakable grip. Here's a fact that might sting a little, but it's crucial to understand. This isn't about some inherent flaw in your character. You're not fundamentally lazy. That label, that heavy weight you might be carrying, is likely a misdiagnosis. What if I told you that this frustrating inertia, this feeling of being ambitious but perpetually stuck, is actually a signal? A flashing red light on the dashboard of your life indicating that something within your internal operating system is simply off. Consider this. Just like a high-performance machine needs the right software and regular maintenance to run optimally, so do you. If your output doesn't match your inner potential, the issue isn't a lack of desire. It's likely a misalignment in your mindset, your habits, and even your identity itself. So, what if you could systematically dismantle this cycle of inaction? What if you could learn to reprogram your mental software, to install habits that run on autopilot, and to fundamentally rewire your identity to that of someone who consistently takes charge and achieves their goals, not through sheer willpower, but through an almost effortless alignment with your deepest ambitions? That's precisely what we're diving into today. Forget the generic advice about just pushing harder. We're going beyond surface-level motivation and digging deep into the core mechanisms that drive consistent action. By the end of our time together, you won't just know how to break free. You'll have the practical tools and a renewed understanding of yourself to actually do it. Stick with me, because we're about to embark on a journey to rewire the very architecture of your identity, forging a pathway to unstoppable momentum. Are you ready to finally bridge that gap between your ambitious dreams and your everyday reality? Let's get started. Section 1. The myth of laziness. Let's dismantle a deeply ingrained and often damaging misconception right now. The idea that laziness is some fixed personality trait, a permanent stain on your character. It's not. Think of it more like a recurring glitch in your system, a pattern of behavior that has developed over time, often as a response to underlying issues. Labeling yourself as lazy is not only inaccurate, but also incredibly disempowering. It creates a fixed mindset, suggesting that this is just who you are, making change seem futile. But the truth is far more dynamic and hopeful. Consider a time when you were completely engrossed in a project, utterly absorbed in an activity that genuinely excited you. Time seemed to melt away, and effort felt, well, effortless. Were you lazy then? Probably not. You were likely fueled by intrinsic motivation, a clear sense of purpose, and perhaps even a feeling of flow. This demonstrates that the capacity for focused action is already within you. The times you feel lazy are often the result of something obstructing that natural drive. More often than not, this obstruction comes in the form of fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, even the subtle fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. These anxieties can manifest as procrastination and inaction. Overwhelm is another common culprit. When faced with a massive, seemingly insurmountable goal, the sheer size of the task can paralyze you before you even begin. It's like staring at a towering mountain range and feeling utterly incapable of taking the first step. Unclear goals also contribute significantly. If you don't have a precise destination in mind, it's no wonder you're wandering aimlessly, unsure of which direction to take. Napoleon Hill, in his timeless wisdom, offered a profound insight. Laziness is a misfiring, not your nature. This simple yet powerful statement reframes the entire issue. It suggests that your inherent inclination isn't towards idleness, but that something within your internal mechanisms isn't operating correctly. It's a mechanical issue, not a fundamental flaw in the machine itself. Think about your smartphone for a moment. When it starts to lag, freeze, or underperform, do you just throw it away and declare it inherently bad? No. You troubleshoot. You might close unnecessary apps, clear the cache, or even perform a software update. You recognize that the issue isn't the phone's fundamental nature, but rather a problem with its current programming or resource allocation. The same principle applies to you. You're not stuck. Your programming is. The patterns of thought, the ingrained habits, the very way you perceive yourself and your capabilities. These are the software that dictates your actions. And just like outdated software can cripple a powerful device, outdated or misaligned internal programming can keep your immense potential locked away. The good news? Software can be updated. Programming can be rewritten. You have the power to change the operating system that governs your life. So the next time that feeling of laziness creeps in, resist the urge to accept it as an inherent part of who you are. Instead, become a detective. Ask yourself, what's the underlying fear? What part of the goal feels overwhelming? Is my vision truly clear? By understanding the root cause, you can begin to address the real issue, rather than simply berating yourself for a symptom. Remember, you are not the glitch. You are the powerful system waiting for the right update. Section 2, Your identity is the engine. Now that we've debunked the myth of inherent laziness, let's delve into the core driver of all consistent action, your identity. At its most fundamental level, your identity is the collection of beliefs you hold about yourself. It's who you believe you are, what you believe you're capable of, and how you see yourself in the world. And this inner sense of self acts as the ultimate governor on your behavior. You will consistently act in ways that align with your deeply held beliefs about who you are. Think about it. Someone who identifies as a disciplined athlete will naturally gravitate towards activities that support that identity. Regular training, healthy eating, prioritizing rest. It's not always a struggle of willpower. It's a natural outflow of their self-perception. Conversely, if you subconsciously identify as someone who struggles with motivation or is not a morning person, you'll likely find yourself consistently reinforcing those beliefs through your actions, or lack thereof. The fascinating and empowering truth is that your identity isn't fixed, it's malleable. It's a story you tell yourself, and like any story, it can be rewritten. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful, but it's also somewhat gullible. It doesn't inherently differentiate between what's objectively true right now and what is consistently repeated and emotionally charged. It operates based on repetition and the strength of your conviction. This is where the power of autosuggestion and identity scripting comes into play. Autosuggestion is simply the act of consciously feeding positive affirmations and beliefs into your subconscious mind through repetition. Identity scripting takes this a step further by actively writing and speaking about your future self, as if that version already exists. You begin to embody the characteristics and behaviors of the person you aspire to be, even if it feels a little fake at first. Think back to Napoleon Hill's encounter with Andrew Carnegie, a pivotal moment often highlighted in discussions of success. Carnegie, a master of achievement, emphasized the profound power of spoken belief. He understood that consistently articulating your goals and the identity of the person who achieves them begins to solidify that reality in your subconscious. It's like planting seeds in fertile ground. The more consistently you water them with your words and beliefs, the more likely they are to take root and blossom into tangible results. So what does this look like in practice? It starts with conscious self-talk. Instead of allowing negative self-labels like lazy or unmotivated to run rampant in your mind, actively replace them with the identity you want to cultivate. Start saying aloud with conviction, I am disciplined. I am focused. I am someone who follows through on their commitments. I am the type of person who takes consistent action towards their goals. It might feel awkward or even a little silly at first. Your logical mind might push back saying, but that's not true right now. That's okay. Remember, your subconscious doesn't care what's true in this exact moment. It cares about what you consistently feed it. By repeatedly stating your desired identity, you begin to lay down new neural pathways, gradually shifting your self-perception. This isn't about empty affirmations. It's about actively embodying the traits you desire. If you say, "I am disciplined," start looking for small opportunities throughout your day to act in a disciplined way. Making your bed immediately, sticking to a short exercise routine, focusing on one task at a time. These small actions, aligned with your declared identity, provide evidence to your subconscious, reinforcing the new belief. From this moment forward, be incredibly mindful of the language you use to describe yourself. Speak only what you intend to become. Start acting as if you are already the disciplined, focused, action-oriented person you envision. It might feel like putting on an act initially, but with consistent repetition and aligned actions, that act will gradually become your authentic reality. Your identity is the engine that drives your actions. By consciously shaping it, you take control of the direction and momentum of your life. Section 3. Discipline is not motivation, it's ritual. We often fall into the trap of waiting for motivation to strike before we take action. We believe that we need to feel like working out, feel like writing, feel like pursuing our goals. But here's a crucial truth that separates high achievers from those who remain stuck in inaction. Motivation is a mood. It's fleeting, unpredictable, and unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, is a system. It's a set of consistent rituals and routines that you implement regardless of how you feel. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you wait until you feel motivated to do it? Probably not. It's a deeply ingrained ritual, something you do automatically, often without conscious thought. That's the power of ritual. It bypasses the need for constant willpower and decision-making, making the desired action the default. High achievers understand this fundamental principle. They don't rely on the unpredictable waves of motivation. Instead, they meticulously install micro-routines that automate key decisions and actions. These small, consistent habits become the building blocks of their discipline. Consider the 2-minute rule. This simple yet incredibly effective technique suggests that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately. This helps to break the inertia that often precedes inaction. Want to start exercising? Your 2-minute version might be putting on your workout clothes. Want to start writing? It could be opening your document and writing just one sentence. These tiny initial steps create momentum and make it much easier to continue. Another powerful concept is the Zeigarnik effect. This psychological phenomenon suggests that our brains have a natural tendency to remember incomplete tasks more readily than completed ones. You can leverage this by intentionally creating open loops in your mind. Start a task, even for a short period, and then intentionally leave it unfinished. Your brain will continue to think about it subconsciously, creating a mental pull to return and complete it. It's like starting a captivating movie. You naturally want to see how it ends. So how do you build this system of discipline through ritual? It starts with establishing morning and evening anchors. These are specific, non-negotiable routines that you perform at the beginning and end of your day. Your morning anchor might include waking up at a specific time, drinking water, meditating for 5 minutes, and reviewing your top priorities for the day. Your evening anchor could involve tidying your workspace, planning for the next day, and engaging in a relaxing activity before bed. These anchors create structure and predictability, setting the tone for productive action. Next, understand the trigger, habit, reward loop. Every habit, whether productive or unproductive, operates on this cycle. Identify the triggers that often lead to inaction, e.g., feeling bored leading to scrolling on social media. Then, consciously replace the unproductive habit with a desired action, ensuring there's a small reward associated with it, e.g., feeling bored, stand up and stretch for 2 minutes, a sense of physical well-being. By understanding and manipulating this loop, you can gradually replace inaction with positive habits. Crucially, start small and focus on stacking wins. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Choose 1 or 2 small habits you want to implement consistently and focus on mastering them. The feeling of accomplishment from these small victories builds momentum and confidence, making it easier to tackle bigger changes later. Discipline isn't about white-knuckling your way through tasks you don't enjoy. It's about strategically designing your daily life with rituals that make taking the path of least resistance. It's about building a system that operates even when motivation wanes. By focusing on creating consistent rituals, you move from being at the mercy of your fleeting feelings to becoming the architect of your own consistent success. Section 4. Design a world that forces you to win. We often underestimate the profound impact of our environment on our behavior. We tend to focus solely on internal factors like willpower and motivation, but the truth is, your external world plays a massive, often subconscious role in shaping your actions. As the saying goes, your environment will beat your willpower every time. Think of your surroundings, your physical space, your digital landscape, and your social circle as a silent but powerful force either supporting or sabotaging your ambitions. Consider your physical environment. Is your workspace conducive to focused work, or is it cluttered and distracting? Is your home set up to encourage healthy habits, or is it a constant temptation towards comfort and inaction? Our physical surroundings can significantly influence our likelihood of taking action. A disorganized workspace can lead to mental clutter and procrastination, while having your workout clothes laid out the night before dramatically increases the chances of you actually exercising. Your digital environment is equally influential. How do you spend your time online? Are you constantly bombarded with notifications and distractions that pull you away from your goals? Or have you curated a digital space that supports your learning and growth? The endless scroll of social media can be a black hole for your time and energy, while strategically utilizing productivity apps and online communities can provide structure and support. And then there's your social environment, the people you surround yourself with. Are they supportive of your ambitions, or do they inadvertently reinforce old patterns of inaction? The influence of our social circle is immense. Being around motivated, action-oriented individuals can be incredibly inspiring and can raise your own standards. Conversely, being surrounded by negativity or a lack of ambition can drag you down. The key insight here is that you can strategically design your environment to make the right actions easier and the wrong actions harder. It's about removing friction from the habits you want to cultivate and adding friction to the habits you want to eliminate. For example, if you want to read more, keep books in visible places around your home and remove distracting apps from your phone's home screen. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and avoid bringing junk food into the house. If you want to be more productive, create a dedicated workspace and turn off notifications while you're working. Consider the example of laying out your journal and workout clothes the night before. This simple act removes a significant amount of friction from taking those actions in the morning. The decision has already been made, the tools are readily available, and the path to action is clear. Conversely, if you want to reduce mindless snacking, you might place unhealthy snacks in hard-to-reach places or avoid buying them altogether, adding friction to that undesirable habit. Strategic environment design isn't about relying solely on willpower. It's about creating a system where success becomes the default. It's about making the desired behavior the easiest and most natural option. Think of it like gravity. You're not constantly fighting to stay on the ground. Gravity naturally pulls you down. By designing your environment effectively, you can create a similar gravitational pull towards your goals. Take a close look at your physical, digital, and social environments. What small changes can you make today to better support your ambitions? What sources of friction can you eliminate from positive habits, and what barriers can you erect against negative ones? Remember, your environment is a powerful, often unconscious force. By consciously shaping it, you can significantly increase your chances of taking consistent action and achieving legendary results. Section 5. The power of emotional fuel. While logic and planning are essential for initiating goals, it's your emotions that provide the sustained energy to see them through. Think of logic as the map that shows you the destination, but emotion is the fuel that powers the journey. Without a powerful why, a deep, emotionally resonant reason for pursuing your goals, you'll likely find yourself running out of steam and quitting early when the inevitable challenges arise. We often approach goal setting from a purely intellectual standpoint. We analyze the pros and cons, create detailed plans, and set logical milestones. While this is important, it often lacks the emotional depth needed to sustain motivation over the long haul. When the initial excitement fades and the work becomes difficult, it's your emotional connection to your why that will pull you through. This is why linking your goals to something deeply meaningful is crucial. Connect them to your identity. Who do you want to become in the process? Link them to your legacy. What impact do you want to leave on the world? Anchor them to your loved ones. Who are you doing this for? When your ambitions are tied to something sacred and unshakable, they gain a powerful emotional charge that transcends fleeting motivation. Consider the short anecdote of a millionaire who struggled for years to achieve financial success. He worked hard, he was intelligent, but something was missing. It wasn't until he had a daughter that his entire perspective shifted. Suddenly, his ambition wasn't just about accumulating wealth for himself. It was about building a secure and fulfilling life for his child. This emotional connection ignited a powerful and unwavering drive within him. The late nights, the setbacks, the moments of doubt, they all became easier to navigate because his why was no longer abstract. It was deeply personal and emotionally charged. Think about your own ambitions. What is the core emotional driver behind them? Is it simply the desire for more money or status, or is there something deeper at play? Dig beneath the surface-level goals and connect with the underlying emotions. What will achieving this goal feel like? What will it mean for you and the people you care about? For example, if your goal is to start a business, the logical reasons might be financial independence or creative freedom. But the deeper emotional fuel could be the desire to prove something to yourself, to build a legacy for your family, or to make a meaningful contribution to the world. When you connect with these deeper emotions, your ambition becomes anchored to something far more resilient than fleeting motivation. This isn't about being overly sentimental. It's about recognizing the fundamental human need for meaning and purpose. When your goals are aligned with your core values and connected to something you care about deeply, they become infused with a powerful emotional energy that propels you forward even when logic alone might suggest giving up. So take some time to truly explore your why. Ask yourself, why is this goal important to me, beyond the superficial reasons? Who will benefit from my success? What kind of person will I become in the process? Anchor your ambition to these deeper emotional drivers. Visualize the positive feelings associated with achieving your goals and connect them to your daily actions. When you feel your motivation waning, reconnect with your why. Remind yourself of the deeper purpose that fuels your journey. Without this powerful emotional fuel, your ambition will likely sputter and stall when faced with inevitable obstacles. But when your goals are rooted in a deep and meaningful why, you tap into an inexhaustible source of energy that will drive you from merely ambitious to truly legendary. Section 6. Kill perfection. Choose progress. One of the most insidious enemies of consistent action, especially for ambitious individuals, is the relentless pursuit of perfection. We often get trapped in a cycle of planning, researching, and preparing, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or for ourselves to feel perfectly ready before we finally take the leap. But the truth is, perfection is often just a sophisticated mask for procrastination. The desire for everything to be flawless before we begin can be paralyzing. We fear making mistakes, we worry about judgment, and we become so fixated on the ideal outcome that we never even start. But progress isn't about achieving perfection from the outset. It's about taking imperfect action and learning and iterating along the way. Think about any skill you've ever mastered. Did you become an expert overnight? Did you perform flawlessly the first time you tried? Absolutely not. Mastery comes through practice, through making mistakes, through learning from those mistakes, and through consistent, often messy, progress. The concept of the minimum effective dose applies here. And in many areas of life, you can achieve significant results with a relatively small amount of focused effort. You don't need to strive for absolute perfection in every initial step. Instead, focus on taking the smallest action that will move you forward. Start before you're ready. Start before it's perfect. Just start. Emphasize micro wins over the pressure of massive, flawless execution. Break down your larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. Focus on completing these small steps, celebrating those small victories, and building momentum. Each small win provides a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the belief that you are capable of making progress. Consider these mini quotes to internalize this mindset shift. Imperfect action is always greater than perfect inaction. Small wins compound into significant results. Start now, even if it's messy. Done is better than perfect, especially in the beginning. The pursuit of perfection often stems from a fear of failure. But failure isn't the opposite of success. It's often a crucial stepping stone towards it. Every mistake provides valuable feedback, allowing you to adjust your approach and move closer to your goal. By embracing imperfection and focusing on continuous progress, you liberate yourself from the paralysis of perfectionism and unlock the power of consistent action. So, what's one imperfect action you can take right now, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem, that will move you closer to one of your goals? Don't wait for the stars to align or for yourself to feel completely ready. Just take that one small step. Your future self will thank you for choosing progress over paralysis. Section 7. How to cut off the old you. To truly step into a new, more action-oriented version of yourself, you must be willing to let go of the old patterns, the old beliefs, and the old identity that has kept you stuck in inaction. The word decision itself comes from the Latin decidere, which literally means to cut off. To make a true decision to change, you must be willing to sever ties with the aspects of your old self that no longer serve your ambitions. You can't hold on to the comfort zone of inaction and simultaneously step into the greatness you desire. These two realities are fundamentally incompatible. Trying to cling to both will only lead to inner conflict and continued frustration. To embrace the new, you must be willing to release the old. This process of cutting off can be both symbolic and literal. It might involve consciously letting go of limiting beliefs about yourself, such as, "I'm just not a disciplined person," or "I always procrastinate." It could involve breaking old habits that contribute to inaction, like spending hours mindlessly scrolling on social media or constantly hitting the snooze button. You might even consider creating a symbolic or literal cutting ritual. This could be something as simple as deleting old files or apps on your computer that represent distractions, changing your social media handles to reflect your new identity, or even physically decluttering and cleaning your workspace to create a fresh start. These actions, however small, can have a powerful psychological impact, signaling to yourself that you are serious about creating change. This isn't about denying your past or feeling ashamed of your previous patterns. It's about acknowledging where you've been, recognizing what no longer serves you, and consciously choosing to move forward with a new sense of purpose and identity. It's about drawing a line in the sand and declaring that the old version of you, the one who was trapped in inaction, is no longer who you choose to be. Remember, you don't need more time to become the person you want to be. You need to make a clear and decisive break from the patterns and beliefs that have held you back. You need to say goodbye to the version of yourself who is willing to settle for less than their potential. So what part of your old self are you ready to cut off today? What limiting belief, what unproductive habit, what outdated identity are you willing to release in order to step into a more empowered and action-oriented future? Make that decision. Perform that symbolic or literal act of cutting off and embrace the new version of yourself that is ready to rise and achieve legendary things. Section 8. Conclusion. We've covered a lot of ground today, and if you've stayed with me, it's because that spark of ambition within you is real, even if it's felt dormant at times. Let's recap the key insights we've uncovered on this journey, from the frustrating grip of inaction to the exhilarating momentum of legendary achievement. Firstly, remember this fundamental truth. You are not inherently lazy. That feeling of being stuck is not a reflection of your core character, but rather a sign that your internal systems might be misdirected. You are powerful, but perhaps your energy has been misapplied or your programming needs an update. Secondly, understand the profound power of your identity. It is the engine that drives your actions. By consciously choosing the identity of the person you want to become and consistently reinforcing that identity through your words and actions, you begin to fundamentally rewire your behavior. Thirdly, recognize that discipline isn't a matter of waiting for motivation to strike. It's a system built through consistent rituals and routines that automate positive actions and bypass the need for constant willpower. Design your daily life with intention, implementing small, manageable habits that build momentum. Fourthly, acknowledge the silent but powerful influence of your environment. Your physical, digital, and social surroundings can either support or sabotage your ambitions. Strategically design your world to make the right actions easier and the wrong actions harder. Fifthly, tap into the immense power of emotional fuel. Logic might initiate goals, but it's your deep, meaningful why that will sustain you through challenges and keep you anchored to your purpose. Connect your ambitions to your core values and the people you care about. Sixthly, break free from the paralysis of perfectionism. Embrace imperfect action, focus on small wins, and understand that progress, not flawless execution, is the key to long-term achievement. Finally, be willing to let go of the old version of yourself that has been trapped in inaction. Make a conscious decision to cut off limiting beliefs and unproductive habits, embracing the new, action-oriented identity you are creating. The path from feeling ambitious but stuck to becoming someone who consistently takes legendary action isn't about a sudden transformation. It's about a series of conscious choices, small shifts in mindset and behavior, and a deep commitment to aligning your inner world with your outer aspirations. You have the potential within you to bridge that gap, to unleash that inner volcano of ambition, and direct its powerful energy towards meaningful action. The tools and insights we've discussed today are not just abstract concepts. They are practical strategies you can implement immediately to start rewiring your mind and your life for unstoppable momentum. The journey won't always be easy. There will be moments of doubt and setbacks. But by remembering these core principles, by understanding the myth of laziness, by consciously shaping your identity, by building systems of discipline, by designing your environment for success, by fueling your actions with deep emotion, by choosing progress over perfection, and by being willing to let go of the old, you will equip yourself with the resilience and the strategies to navigate any challenge and ultimately achieve the legendary results you are truly capable of. If something in this video resonated with you, if even a small spark of recognition ignited within you, it means you are ready. You are ready to step out of the shadows of inaction and into the light of consistent achievement. Don't let that spark fade. Don't wait for the perfect moment that will never arrive. The time to act is now. Take a moment right now and reflect on the identity statement we discussed. What is that one sentence that truly captures the essence of the action-oriented, successful person you aspire to be? Now I want you to do something powerful. Share it in the comments below. Speak it into existence. By declaring your intention publicly, you take the first concrete step towards embodying that new identity. If you found value in these insights and you're serious about breaking free from inaction and rewiring yourself for success, then make sure to like this video. It helps others who are facing the same challenges find this information and begin their own transformative journey. And if you know someone in your life, a friend, a colleague, a family member who is brimming with ambition but struggling to take consistent action, please share this video with them. You might just be the catalyst that helps them unlock their full potential. And finally, if you're committed to ongoing personal growth and want more strategies and insights on how to cultivate a legendary life, then subscribe to this channel. We're dedicated to providing you with actionable tools and empowering perspectives to help you achieve your biggest goals. As a bonus, to help you get started immediately, I've included a link in the pinned comment below to your free Discipline Builder Blueprint. This guide contains practical exercises and templates to help you start implementing the rituals and environmental changes we discussed today. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Click the link, download your blueprint, and begin building the foundation for unstoppable momentum. The legendary version of you is not some distant fantasy. It's a potential that resides within you right now, waiting to be unleashed. It's time to stop waiting for motivation and start building the systems, cultivating the identity and harnessing the emotional fuel that will propel you towards your greatest ambitions. The journey from lazy to legendary begins with a single, decisive step. Take that step today. I believe in you, and I'm excited to witness the incredible things you are capable of achieving. Now go out there and make it happen. See you next time.